What the hell is that noise?
It's the dog, I think.
Hey, welcome into.
I think it's the dog.
The company. This is already going completely wrong. It is March 18th, 2019. It's almost my birthday. I just want y'all to know that I got a birthday coming up on the 8th.
Man, my man turned 48, you know what I'm saying?
Wait a minute.
I'm just
Wait
kidding.
a minute.
48.
Shut up, Sosa.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
So welcome in. Hope you guys had an amazing weekend. Hope you are having an even better night. Of course, it's Monday, so we're back, and we got a few topics we want to talk about. We're going to hit some serious stuff first, and taper off into what we're supposed to talk about, because we want to keep it as light as possible so people can kind of forget about the shit that's going on. Of course, one of the big things that did happen last weekend was the attack on the Muslim
New Zealand mosques.
Yeah, the mosques in New Zealand. 40 people, around 40 people were murdered by a supremacist. And it just seems like nobody in the major news outlets are trying to call this what it is. It's a hate crime. It was a terrorist attack. And I'm really not seeing what's so hard about saying that it was a terrorist attack.
By the way, it was 50 people. It might have climbed since the last
50.
time you were following. Yeah, 50, 50 killed, 50 injured.
You're right, and you're right, because I throughout the week I've been listening to the news, and it seemed like every few minutes they would break in and say somebody else. Yeah, so very, very tragic. But like I said, they're not saying what it is. They're not calling it a terrorist attack. As a matter of fact, most of the time when you turn on the news this week, I've seen them talking about other things unrelated.
What you mean, real quick, just so I can follow?
I think today, while I was in the gym, of course, they had it on Faux News, and they were talking about.
I like that, Faux News.
They were talking about the black guy who had his kid with him, Amade Diallo. Is that his name?
Oh, yeah. I forgot.
Yeah, they were talking about him, and I'm like, why are you even talking about this guy? 50 people are dead.
They love to pivot.
It was talking about hand gestures from Beto.
Oh, you talking about dude? Wait, Beto O'Rourke? That's it. Hey, why? Never mind. Go ahead. I'll let you finish. I'm sorry.
So it was just everything that they could talk about. They were talking about except what was going on. And I don't understand. It's like, what has to happen for y'all to sit here and say that we have an issue, we have a problem? There's a problem. We know there's a problem with certain people who hate America and want to destroy the freedoms that Americans have, and same thing overseas. But there is another issue, which is white supremacy. White supremacy is an issue. People are dying. Like, literally, people are being killed about every month over something dealing with the white supremacists, and it's being ignored.
Yeah.
What kind of people are dying, though?
Well, you had you heard the Ferguson people are dying. The people who marched on Ferguson, they're mysteriously dying. Nobody knows how these people.
Yeah, remember one of the main guys? Well, one of the guys who had that the picture where he threw the I guess the little tear gas thing back. Like, he randomly got murdered in a car, like not too long ago.
Again, what kind of people are dying?
What are you asking?
People of color or people who aren't Christian?
Both.
That's all you need to fucking. That's it.
Oh, I got you. Both.
That's why the news cycle is not picking it up.
Jason, mute while you do that.
Hey, Jason.
There you go.
There you go.
Joined by our compatriot Jason here. But yeah, it's just weird, and it's kind of hurtful to think that all this other stuff is happening around the world and nobody's paying attention to it. I've seen stories about people being found hanging from trees in Mississippi, and not one word about it on the news. So
yeah, you can only catch it if you catch little blurbs where people will retweet or post the local news. Well, local news are following stuff. Like they'll follow, but the thing is, national news go, I don't know.
Yeah. And you know how most people, we might even change subjects here. You know how it is now. If it's not on TMZ.
Oh, yeah, we know.
It's not happening. I don't know how TMZ became a reputable news source overnight.
I knew that was the case when I tried to figure out if Prince had died or not. That's where I went. I knew it was confirmed when they followed. They said it was. Oh,
I think everybody says the same thing. Is it on TMZ? TMZ said it? Oh,
right.
What I missed, man?
I don't know, but it sounds like you got your window open.
I got a new mic. You must be picking up some good stuff.
Hell yeah. We about to hear a ghost in a second. It's going to pick up everything.
Mic, man.
Hey. What were you about to say?
I was just wondering what I missed. All I heard was something about somebody hanging from a tree, man.
Oh, no. We were talking about the New Zealand incident and how it's not really being covered and everything else is being talked about except that, and it's not being called what it is. Like, and I understand people usually say, well, what you want them to say about it? You know what happened. What you want them to say? I want some acknowledgement. Like, you see the prime minister over there is just broken up about it, and
I don't know, man. There was somebody in that government that didn't give a fuck that they were Muslims that got killed.
Was that the dude that got the egg smashed on his head?
I don't know. Rich posted that letter from somebody in the Senate or something like that. Y'all remember that letter?
Yeah.
I was like, basically the person said, it said that it happened to them, but they're always killing somebody in the name of their religion anyway. So pretty much fuck it. And I was like, there's a billion Muslims. If they all wanted us dead, we'd be fucked. So what the fuck are you talking about? It's not all Muslims. Just like any other group, it's a small group of fuckheads that are fucking it up for everybody else.
I think most of the time it's just easier to group everybody into one category.
We do.
Oh yeah, that's the easy narrative. Like we always say, it's not black and white. It's most of the time it's gray.
Yeah. Yeah, most people don't want to sit here and look for who's the good black people, the good white people, the bad black people, the bad black people. So they just want to group everybody up, but you all bad. And you all need to go.
Yeah.
Go back to Africa, but not all of Africa, just the part we let y'all stay in, because South Africa.
The fuck? Okay.
Well, it just seems like
I think anybody that's looking to group anybody like that's racist. There shouldn't be no group of anything. It should be all based on the individual characteristic.
It should be, Jason. It really should be. But there is something, I still think that people who are truly racist like that are just hateful. There's something mentally wrong with them. I think it's a mental disorder.
I'm not even going to talk about that. Like, they're far off to the side in their little group. And unfortunately, they aren't like everybody else. But what I have noticed because I talk to all types of people, there is a lot of, I can say white people who don't necessarily get a lot of the things that we see. Like, our group of people see, because we interact with all types of people. Because they don't. They're used to their own little circle. And I don't think they're used to their own little circle. Like, they don't know black people or these type of people outside of, like, maybe they work with them. But like in their personal life, it's like almost non-existent. And I don't even think they're conscious of it. But like, when you see like their Facebook and you're this and what they talk about, they show you pictures. I'm like, where's the color? Where is it at?
To be honest with you, that goes for any race, though. A lot of black folk that won't interact with.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. 100%. Absolutely. Hell, that goes my family too.
But see, the thing is, the good thing about what's going on nowadays is that there are so many more people than it was. The younger generation can't help but interact with each other.
You have no choice.
Yeah. So,
well, it depends on what pockets you're in, because of course I can see places in South Carolina where it's going to be that way, and you're going to deal with the private school issue too.
But see, at this point, you're forcing yourself not to be around people.
Not really.
But I mean, I don't think it's the kids' choice. Those parents make those decisions.
No, because them motherfuckers, them racist ass kids in Alabama that was talking that shit that went viral.
God damn it.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
What's it? South something high school in Alabama.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, everybody starts commenting on that viral piece and talking about, yeah, the girl that said such and such was flirting with some black dude the other day. They went to school with other black people. But you're talking shit about black people.
But it's that cafeteria mentality. You know, when you walk to a cafeteria, maybe freshman year or something like that, you're hanging out, but it's funny how like it dissipates where the cliques don't mean to interact with each other. They just there in the same building.
That's my point. You say pockets, but there's pockets within pockets. I don't know. I'm drunk.
Motherfucker made a point and then he go, I'm drunk. Made a good point.
Was it a good point?
Yes.
No, but I get what you're saying. But at this point, so many people are so spread out. So many different races and cultures are spread out, and we're all intermingled. You have to physically. You have to physically either you or your parents have to physically separate you from these different cliques and these different cultures. So if you're just out and about, you know, with no interference and nobody telling you where to be, you're gonna bump into black folk, you're gonna bump into white folk, Asian folks, Indian folks, because they're all over the place.
But it's not gonna be all right. Let's take Chicago for example. It's still a segregated city. So Mexicans still go to Benito Juarez High School. Puerto Ricans still go to Clemente High School. Black people still go to
East Side
High School is going to be there.
Shut the fuck up, bro.
I don't know what he said because
East Side High.
No, the point is, even within big cities, there's still segregation, and you don't cross this street. I don't give a fuck if you got to go downtown. You do not cross this street. That's just always how LA's like that. If you know anybody from LA, you know it's segregated.
But don't you think with the population being where it is, it's harder. That street is smaller and smaller.
You can say that, but even with like Jonathan said, even within the cafeteria, there's still segregation. It doesn't matter. I was the fucking. Why are you over here? Why are you sitting at our table? The fuck you mean? Why am I sitting at your table? Suck my dick.
All right.
That's my dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then if a black dude came to our table, I'd be like, "Yo, what's up? You know, we good. It doesn't matter."
Yeah, and that sounds super segregated, man.
It depends on. A lot of times, it depends on your parents. A lot of times, it depends on if you give a fuck what your parents think. My parents wasn't racist. They didn't give a fuck about color because look at our family. I mean, our family is different shades. Doesn't matter. So, just, you know. But there, in 2000, what year? 19? There's still segregation. And you can look no further than your fucking kid cafeteria.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, it seems like segregation has come back like almost tenfold, man. It seems like crazy now compared to like when we were growing up. I feel like it wasn't segregated at all where I was growing up. I mean, you had some issues here and there, but generally speaking, I just don't feel like it was that bad. But I feel like it's got worse and worse now. And I mean, I don't know if that has to do with, you know, having a black president and then turn around and having someone like Trump and the conflicts between the two. You know,
I think you're hitting on something because I could still remember when Obama got elected. It's like the people who I thought would never say certain things, not necessarily in person, but online. It's like, yo, that's how you felt. Like he hasn't even done anything yet. Like, why you feel like that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Everybody wants to be political heroes now. I mean, think like, let's go like 15, 16 years ago before Obama, you know, when we talked about presidents, everybody was on the same kind of keel. Our president don't care about us, and everybody was saying it.
Yeah,
you know,
you're absolutely right.
That you had Obama, and now that you had, now that you got Trump, people have something they could attach to,
right?
So they think they need to attach to this person because of the same tone, or need to attach to this person because they're the same economic status. And now everybody want to be all political and think they know everything about politics. When I think everybody's kind of full of shit right now.
But what do you? It's drifting away, but it's a good point to make. But what do you think of the people who aren't necessarily into politics? I run into them all the time saying I'm not too political, but they'll let the stuff that Trump says and things that are getting pushed out, they just kind of ignore it. And it's like, I don't think it's a good time to let that shit ride, you know?
You ignore hate, you're kind of...
Yeah, exactly. Say that again, Sosa? I'm sorry.
If you ignore hate, you're co-signing.
That's how I feel. That's exactly how I feel.
Yeah, do you know what I'm talking about with Russell Westbrook?
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up. Well, two fans were saying,
Dog said,
I don't know if y'all can hear me, but the fans were saying, get on your knees like you're
used to,
supposed to, or you're used to.
Used to.
How the fuck you say that to a black dude?
Yeah, I would have took it that way that Russell took it.
But,
yeah, and I would have threatened your wife too. Fuck you and your wife.
But that's two fans sitting around, at least 20 people.
Yeah.
Nobody said nothing?
No, they snitched on him afterwards because they all went, it was him. Of course, you're right.
Because they didn't want to get the card that said, you got to stand from the fucking stage.
Because those cameras were on it and people like, well, I saw Billy at the game next to that guy. Yeah, I feel you.
Not because I feel in my heart you was wrong, but I paid season prices for these fucking seats.
Yeah.
You ain't gonna fuck me up.
Yeah, that's true.
They didn't do it for the right reason. They did it for the financial reason.
And you know what? The satisfying part of that whole thing is that they lied and said that they said something completely different that sounded like that. But then somebody researched their social media and they had some of the most racist shit that you ever seen on their page.
And I don't agree with a lot of shit Westbrook say, but I back him 100% on that shit. Yeah. And the fact that the owner came out and said we're not a racist community, lady, you need to sit with your people.
Yeah,
see that you are. But I applaud you for at least standing up.
I even saw real quick a writer even say a beat writer for the Jazz even say like, I hope they know this is why free agency is tough in Utah because minorities don't want to come here. He even said it. He has covered them. Like, it ain't no secret Utah is not a great place for black players to play. Only person who really loved it was fucking Karl Malone with his punk ass.
He don't count.
I know he don't. We know what kind of dude Karl Malone is.
We don't fucking count.
Yeah. So.
But anyway, I mean, just the point. Just because you speak up don't mean you're doing it in the right for the right intention.
Yeah.
People need to speak up just because it's the right thing, not just because. I'm sorry.
I mean, we still on that whole no snitching shit. So.
Nah, wait. Who said no snitching?
That's just the code.
Who said no snitching? Our community said no snitching. Their community don't fucking shit about snitching. They don't. He did it. He did it. He did it. They don't give a fuck about snitching.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
what Jason muted for?
FYI.
Oh, he's trying to fix his mic. It was picking up the air. He was asking. It wasn't that bad, Jason, if you can hear me.
Yeah, I was just trying not to like mess up the whole podcast, man.
Yeah, like I said, I think your computer might be picking up because you're sounding like me out of the first couple episodes.
Sounds like a humidifier.
Okay, so random. So random. What?
Yeah,
okay.
That was way random.
But all right, since we're talking about basketball,
yeah.
Since we're talking about basketball, we do have a minor event happening here in Metro City.
This motherfucker said minor.
Why are you talking like that dude on TV?
I'm bragging about the shit that's happening in our city. Nothing like this happens.
Right, because we keep fucking up.
No, we
Oh,
stop.
Snosta claims us now. He said we.
No,
in Chicago.
I just happen to fucking pay taxes in this bitch.
Yeah. For like over 10 years, so okay.
Whatever. So yeah, we got the NCAA tournaments happening down here next weekend.
Yeah, and they're gonna fuck up all the fucking traffic in the fucking city.
Man, you don't live downtown.
Downtown. It ain't gonna mess with us outside of downtown, that's for sure. Yeah.
But you gotta be excited about this. Now, one thing that did happen today, I saw on the news. Wait,
oh god!
One thing that is going to mess us up: a sinkhole opened up on 77.
Oh yeah, that's crazy.
And I don't think they're going to be able to cover that up before these people start coming out there.
That would happen with all this damn rain, dog. I said that.
So hopefully,
because God hates South Carolina.
And we have governors who don't spend money on infrastructure, but that's neither here nor there.
Yeah.
Nikki Patel and
Sosa. No.
Damn.
No.
Don't finish
Nope.
that.
No.
Don't finish
First off, racist.
No.
Nikki Haley hasn't been our governor for a minute.
Okay, for Foghorn Leghorn then.
I
mean,
can accept that one. I can
yeah,
accept
that's
that
pretty
one.
close.
That's his voice.
There's a sinkhole. I say a sinkhole in the street.
That sounds about right.
All right, Brian, go ahead.
Yo,
I mean, it's still racist, but it's like at least it's comedic.
Yo, I heard him talk in person during the hurricane this last year, and I was like, "Is that him?" And then I heard I seen his mouth move and words come out, and I was like, "Holy fuck, he's in office!"
Yeah. For anyone watching, we're talking about the South Carolina governor, Henry McMaster.
And that's his name says it all. McMaster. I'm an Irish fucking master.
Could you imagine like him seeing you and you say, "Hey, sir," and you be like, "Call me McMaster."
I wouldn't even call you Henry, Hank.
But anyway, yeah, we got the NCAA tournaments coming to Sosa Dying. We got the NCAA tournaments happening down here. It's going to be amazing. They have all of these hotels that they built.
Yeah.
All of these infrastructures they put up. I didn't know that we had a contract for like the next 10 years to hold these things.
Are you serious?
I don't think it's every year, but you can guarantee in that time you'll get it, I guess, a certain amount, would be my guess.
Up until like 2030 or something like that.
Yo, that's a come up because last year they pulled us because we didn't have enough parking.
Yeah, it's a ratio. You have to have parking and a certain amount of beds, like hotel-wise.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Because that's why random stuff is popping up, like in Main Street, a lot of those vacant things. There's little boutique hotels and stuff that I never even heard of until recently.
Mm-hmm.
For the city of Columbia, that's great because not too long ago they was trying to shut down Fort Jackson.
Yeah.
They was trying to take all the Apaches out of the National Guard, which would have set us back some, a bit. So now we still got Fort Jackson, we still got the Apaches, and now we have March Madness coming. I mean, that's good. That's good for the economy, the local economy. It's not gonna make me want to stay here, but
Well, I mean, with that comes a lot more things, and you could tell how the outside is opening up to South Carolina since we took that flag down. Well, to Columbia since we took that flag down.
They're not ready for it.
Huh?
They're not ready for it.
Oh no, we're not ready for this next weekend.
Like people are ready to come here. Columbia is not ready for them to come here.
No. There's last minute shit. Like you can see the last minute stuff that we've been trying to do. We just knocked down a building that was flooded out. What was that? 2 years ago we had the Great Flood?
No, that was like about 4 years ago now.
4 years ago, I'm sorry.
Well, it'll be 4 years ago this year, I think.
And they're just knocking down buildings that was flooded out. The one on Divine Street, they just knocked that down like yesterday.
Which one?
The main one that was on the news that time.
You're not talking about the video store.
No, the tax place. Well, the title loan place.
Used to be a video store. I'm sorry. It used to be a video.
Yeah,
you would know.
That down.
I'm old.
I mean, there are things that we probably should have done ahead of time, but
motherfucker.
It's the city's first time holding it, so there's going to be some mistakes, some burps.
Why do we have rookies making these fucking decisions? That's my fucking question.
Because what do you do? What do you do? Do you hire somebody?
Call somebody? Listen, it's called networking. I can't even spell it, but I know what the fuck it is. You call fucking Charlotte. They got CIAA every fucking year. You can't fucking call.
Well, they're getting rid of CIAA.
Exactly. They've been fucking up.
They've been fucking that up.
Hey, so what you drinking, boy?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Motherfucker drinking peyote some way, somehow.
Hey, man, you amp as hell over there.
You know what's funny?
I mean, at least my liquor got me calm.
I need liquor because this shit right here.
Jason drinking? What me and Brian doing in life over here?
Nothing.
I ain't drinking a damn thing.
The liquor reproduces cells. I'll drink to that.
Oh, Jason got a whole glass of just white liquid over there. Are you drinking that shit straight?
Hey, bro, it was this whole thing.
Of what?
Ciroc.
That's what happens when you got kids, I guess.
You ain't mixed it?
It's mixed
Why?
It's mixed with.
No, he don't mix it because he got kids. That's why he don't mix it.
God damn it!
I'm telling you, man. This life.
No, wait till she turns 18, 19 and she think daddy don't know shit. Wait till that shit happens.
Daddy gonna throat chop her ass.
Hey, how you shit? It's assault then. It's not child abuse anymore.
Hey, Brian,
back to the title loan thing, though. I think they didn't tear the title loan place down because it was like a personally owned building or land or something like that.
Nah, that's fucked up. For safety concerns, the city should have stepped in and tore that down. They do it all the time with people's homes.
Yeah.
You know,
our mayor is an idiot, though.
That's fair.
Huh?
Our mayor is an idiot.
Okay.
He's not going to be on the show.
There we go.
Well, he could be on the show.
But I'm kind of excited to see how it works. You know, I kind of want to sit back and watch everything happen. I know I'm not going to any of the games. If y'all looked at these ticket prices.
Hell no.
Oh, I had no plan on going.
Oh my god. To watch
I got online.
Limestone versus fucking Voorhees.
Limestone and Voorhees. Fool. Duke and Virginia are #1 seeds and they'll be there. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just throwing out stupid names.
I see.
Well, I got online when the tickets went on sale and they were $99 a piece.
Yes, they was. And then 2 days
I got off the thing and I got back on like an hour later and they were up to like $300 or $400.
Fellatio.
One seat I saw tonight that was worth $1,700, and that was the mid-court seat, bottom level.
Bruh, that's Super Bowl prices.
Yeah,
nah, Super Bowl about double that, if not more.
Yeah,
I mean, I ain't rich enough to go to the Super Bowl, so
me either. I just speak at the prices.
Here's the bad thing about all of that. People outside of South Carolina, like let's say I'm in Chicago and I'm an 18-year-old in 2019. I'm gonna look at the TV and look across the fucking stadium, and there's not 1 ounce of fucking color in the fucking stadium.
That's what we think. That's how I feel. Well, honestly,
nobody knew what to say to that, right?
But honestly, when you watch basketball at any level, it's pretty much like that. Not gonna lie, those NBA games, dog, it'd be white as shit, but black as hell on the court. With a sprinkle of some Europeans on the court.
Oh man.
It's the truth.
This is tough.
You know what? I need to go back and look because I haven't really paid attention.
Jason's stupid.
I can just remember what we thought of South Carolina back in the day, so I can't.
Whatever you thought probably was true.
No, because now the white motherfuckers back home used to wear the fucking Gamecocks hat because it shit said cock, and they wanted to be assholes.
South Carolina gets a bad rep from people that's not from here.
Right.
But they love to go to Myrtle Beach. You ain't lying, just angry for no reason.
The only thing outsiders know about South Carolina is Myrtle Beach because they have all the golf. That's it.
Oh yeah, that is why they go there. Even though when I go, oh, you've been to Myrtle Beach, I go, why?
Right. Everybody Loves Raymond was fucking popular for that shit. Let's go golf at Myrtle Beach. Fuck everywhere else.
Yeah.
But I'm sorry, I'm throwing things way off.
Nah, you good.
Now you're drunk.
Yeah.
I think it'll be good.
I didn't get a chance to fucking celebrate St. Patrick's Day.
I wasn't even here. So I don't think I've ever been to that St. Patrick's Day celebration.
I have.
You have? No, you might have met us later. Right. I have.
Actually, the last time I went was when Four Locos was still on shelves.
Why is Jason drinking that shit like it's Kool-Aid?
Because
Since we talking about Four Locos, let's talk about the time you brought Four Locos to the house and got hammered.
Oh
Hey,
shit!
I
I remember that. Oh shit!
Locals no more. Jeez.
Oh yeah, because that was the time where USC was playing in the College World Series.
Hey,
and
we can't do Four Locos no more because we got high blood pressure problems now.
that's you drinking wine and eating bread. That ain't me.
Hey, so it's mess around and drink one of your feet swell up.
Four Loco gave you a gout.
Nah, bro.
That was horrible. Every time you drank a Four Locos, you had a horrible night.
Cat Williams said some shit about he drank coffee with liquor. I forgot what joke that was.
Oh, that's bad business.
But he's like Sambuco or some shit, and he's like that. All he said was what Four Locos was.
Yeah, that's true. Caffeine open up that blood, bro.
Hey, that was a great drink, but man, yeah, it was gonna be a bad night.
If they have to
What's the old white guy? Four Locos gave everybody the beaters.
if they have to take your drink off the shelf and redo it, you made something dangerous.
I used to drink the hell out. No, we used to drink those. Man, was it you and me? Used to drink it before going out? Yeah, that was you and me.
And it saved us money because usually,
bruh.
I wasn't drinking back then, so it wasn't me.
Shit, Jason, man, he'll knock out just because.
We go get 2 Four Locos apiece, but only drink one of them and be good for the night.
Oh yeah, you might drink like 1 or 2 things downtown and still spend less than $10.
Yes,
you got money for IHOP.
Then we stopped at that bar and they go Four Locos. Oh, okay.
Hey, for historic archives, Four Locos was a malt liquor mixed with like ginseng.
Hey, what's behind your ear though?
I think that's the cork.
Oh, you like cork. You really like white girl in it tonight.
Is that
white girling it?
Yeah.
I mean, do white girls drink like this? I don't know.
You got to believe Jason. There's 2 white women in this house, so I think he's right.
I mean,
that's funny.
Jason's drunk.
This is hilarious. This episode is Brian, reel us in. Brian, you're the ringleader. Reel us in.
Yeah, why the fuck we ain't reel us in yet, motherfucker?
I'm so confused.
I was enjoying Four Locos.
Hey, Four Locos, shout out.
Yeah, I'm not getting any money, so I ain't saying that.
I mean, are they even a company anymore?
I'm pretty sure they are.
Four Loko is still on the show.
I mean,
really? It's watered down, though.
Yeah, they redo it. It's still on the shelf, though.
We ain't getting no sponsors from Ciroc or Canada Dry either. So I mean,
it would probably call us and tell you to stop drinking that shit like that. You ain't supposed to pour a glass full and drink it like it's Gatorade.
Hey, be a fucking
some days be like that.
No ice. Look at that. No ice.
I'm almost done. I'm like right there.
This motherfucker drinking a whole goddamn bottle. Jesus.
Yeah.
We're not drinking. Why we're not?
Hey. Amen.
All right. What are we talking about, man? I'm so off.
This podcast has no topics.
Yeah, what happened today, man? For anybody listening who's new, I promise you we're better than this.
We know why people coming. They coming to see Zion.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Hey, Thank you, Brian.
So whether you know anything about college basketball, or you just watched a few games, you know who the hell Zion Williams is.
Williamson.
What'd I say?
Williams.
Get his name right. I'm drunk and
yeah, get the name right. Hey, anyway, I'll tell you what, Brian, I'm glad that you got that dead body off the back of your.
Here we go.
Keep going, Brian. God.
Well, yeah, you know who Zion Williamson is. This man's amazing. I think most people just want to go watch this man so they can be a part of history. Because he's nowhere near done playing. Hadn't even started, basically.
Wait, let's knock on wood because he did have a scare. But yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah. And that scare probably got him more fans.
Yeah, because Thursday he came back 13 for 13, 29 points. 13 for 13. They were not all dunks like people were saying. They were not.
No.
And that's the thing, man. You hear about these amazing basketball players, like when Jordan was playing back in the day. You'd hear about it, and then you'd watch him play just to be like, yeah, he played an all right game, but he wasn't amazing. And then something fucking amazing would happen. Like, holy shit, this dude is the real deal. He's the truth.
The only thing I can compare the Zion phenomenon, like for cameras being on him, you remember when like Clowney, after he had that hit in that bowl game that next year, like they would always keep a camera on him.
Yeah.
And it was just like, God damn, let that man live for a second. Like to where he should have just sat out and blah, 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 and this, and that. I'm like, goodness gracious. Like,
and that's what people
had him on for getting pulled over in that Challenger.
Oh yeah. Shit, he deserved better than a Challenger. How much money he was bringing into the school. Shit. That's it?
There's good and bad,
That's all? Sheesh.
Yeah.
But the fact that, is it a possibility that Duke is going to play down here?
Oh, yeah, they're playing down here.
So where you been?
Oh, they are.
Their number one overall seed is here.
I worked all day, so I didn't catch the brackets. So
that happened yesterday.
I didn't catch the bracket.
I caught it at work.
I didn't catch the bracket.
Yeah, they're playing Friday.
I didn't know this, though. It says he played quarterback in football, and he played soccer.
Oh, Zion?
Yeah.
Yeah, Zion was coaching.
About 400 pounds, of course. They had to put that man on the football field.
I'm quarterback. I didn't say he was on the line. I said he was playing quarterback.
But he was playing in Skeezer, though, so it ain't, He was playing in Skeezer. That's why we never saw those clips, because that was a private school.
But the last person I saw play quarterback, or I heard about play quarterback, was Iverson.
Oh, Iverson was a monster.
That motherfucker had a gun.
Yeah.
I mean, probably, like literally, too.
Oh, my God.
For the next 5 minutes.
Hey, I like Iverson, man. I wasn't a fan of him when I was younger, when he was playing, because he was always going against people that I like, but I like him more now.
I was a fan of his story, though.
Oh, his story is amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, he overcame a lot, and he appreciated the people that got him where he needed to go.
Very humble.
Yeah, but I think that's why everybody's coming down here, really. That's the draw. That's the
Zion's going to be a draw in the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, absolutely.
And I don't think anybody's saying he's not going to be able to perform, because you know how most of the time you'll see a college guy and he'll be like, oh, well, he's not going to be able to do all that in the NBA. I think he's going to be a force.
I mean, we need to word that better, but yeah.
Like a pause in there somewhere. I'm just curious as who the last person to come out of Spartanburg was.
No one.
Shelton Benjamin on WWE.
Who?
Yeah. Yeah, what Sosa said.
Yeah.
That's pretty impressive.
World Milk Night is good to me.
So now you do have a topic up here. I'm gonna have to have you explain this, Izzo.
Oh. Well, you can introduce the part of it. Let me go back to my screen.
We got a topic up here. I said 80s and 90s kids groups singing grown ass music to kids.
Hey.
Hold on, just rewind that and hit play one more time.
80s and 90s kid groups singing grown ass music to kids.
Before we start?
Yeah, go ahead. So before I talk about it,
we were all in the 80s and 90s, and we didn't know what the fuck was being said. We just liked the beat and whatever.
Yep.
I mean, some of us was in the 80s and some of us was in the 90s.
Yeah.
You know what? Damn it. But I mean, New Edition wrote their own shit, right?
No.
Okay, I'm sorry.
No.
But somebody wrote their shit, so obviously that wasn't appropriate.
Yeah.
Whatever. Go ahead.
See, the thing is, when they were singing all these "Can You Stop the Rain" and Mr. That was our level.
Stop the rain. That's Boys the Men, though, right?
Well, yeah, I'm just
nobody talking about the fucking
I gotta say two things. One, I feel like we had a podcast not too long ago where Brian was talking trash about Boys the Men. How he didn't listen to him.
No, he wasn't.
No.
He was loving Boys the Men because he was.
Somebody was talking about it. I grew up on Boys and Men. Oh, it was so.
Oh, you were friends with him too, huh? Okay.
Yeah, I grew up on Boys and Men. Yeah, it was dope. I saw Boys and Men to quite a few women and got some play off of it. So let's put it there.
Oh, you did get some play off of it. Oh, you weren't friend zone.
Oh no, I was not a friend zone guy. All right.
Okay.
Jason, the conversation that you're talking about is there were two type of people when we were growing up. You were either a Boys II Men fan or fan.
Just thinking like him.
Yeah.
And me and Sosa are Jodeci type of man.
Yeah, but you can't. But Jodeci's so damn hard to try. Like Boys II Men was smooth with it. You could like sing Boys II Men and still get play. Look, the friend zone ain't got nothing to do with the music.
Wait a minute.
Friend zone got to do with the person.
Wait a minute. Boys II Men had End of the Road. They're crying for a bitch because they left. They got left. No.
No. That's not what that song's about. That's not what that song's about.
I'm freaking you. Drop the draw. Give me the pussy. No. No.
Hey, can't. As long as no matter if you listen to Jodeci or Boys II Men, as long never mind. I'm gonna stop my comment. Never mind.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
This is recorded for forever.
I'm just sitting quiet
because I don't care. I'm all good. This was pre today's R. Kelly situation.
Oh God! Here we
Back
go.
then, no matter if you listen to Boys II Men or Jodeci, as long as you threw some R. Kelly in there, you was gonna get some play.
That's a topic for later on in the podcast.
Yeah, so we can get through this point.
All right. So bringing it back, my next point was that you were talking about Boys II Men, and they weren't a boys band singing the kids. They were grown men.
That is true, but that's why I was going to introduce.
But then you got another bad creation.
Yeah,
and you got people of that. I mean, I'm sorry, groups of that line. They were talking about shit that it's
but the other bad creation did gear it towards kids. It was like the playground. It was Aisha. Kat was talking about playing Nintendo, eating cereal. Like she had to be home by 9. Like that was kid stuff.
I mean, yeah, but then you got Candy Rain, which is a euphemism.
Well, shit, half them dudes look about 30. It was in that group, except for the lead singer now. That dude had weed smoking lips in that group already. So that for group, real, for anybody listening, don't know who you're talking about.
So for real, did span
just stop watching.
Yeah. But what I was going to say was the reason I thought about is that Marcus, what video he put in the chat the other day? It was like Tia and Tamara. They had their little R&B group that I did not never remember till years later.
What?
That was Tia and Tamara?
Yeah, that girl's group. I didn't know y'all noticed it. Huh?
The video was so foggy I couldn't recognize them.
It was Tia and Tamara. They were the lead singers in that group.
I didn't know that.
If somebody, all right, ignoring Sosa, but yeah. But that made me literally. I played the video, and then that next video was that "Ooh La La" came on, and I said, "Holy shit! I have not heard this song since 1990, bruh." But they were what was the group? Perfect Gentlemen. I literally had not heard that song in like 29 years. Then it was like I looked them up. They were started by the same guy who started New Kids on the Block and New Edition.
Yo, that dude's a genius. Whoever that is, that dude's a genius.
Mm-hmm. And Jason, why do you have that? Is this Jason's screen?
That's so for real, man.
Why do you have that?
No, I just looked it up, bro.
That was your phone. I thought you had a tape.
I was just showing y'all. I was just showing the age difference. So for real,
thank you for backing me up on that, because I was like, old boy was young. And I was like, man, all his brothers looked like they were weed carriers, bro.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, man, like if I went back, I listened to that song and I'm like, but how in the hell your little 12-year-old ass talking about like meeting her and her breaking your heart? What the hell? How the hell she broke your heart? Like this ain't I never had that happen when I was young.
That's everybody, man. Like anybody who's putting out any boy bands who was putting out shit at that time who was like under the age of 18.
But I agree, but it was like you think about it now, like it's laughable. Like
it is.
What you mean? Well, you went on a this and that. Like, no, that didn't happen.
Yeah. Who else was under who was under the ABC?
Immature was just like right after them. Immature was right after them.
Like, shut the fuck up. Y'all
Like, Immature was on the episode. Well, two of them on the episode of A Different World. And JD
they was on House Party 3.
Huh?
They was on House Party 3.
Yeah. No, that wasn't. Chris Cross was on there, and Immature was on those episodes. I remember. Yeah. It was it was like last season of A Different World. But yeah, back then there was a lot of groups doing that. A lot of groups. It was so random. Hell, you remember?
I tell you this though. I tell you this. They were singing all that stuff, but it was no way near what's on the radio now.
Yeah.
So it was still kind of subliminal messages. It was always true. You had to actually.
Do y'all remember the Jets from the 80s? I know Sosa would.
Yeah. Oh, fucking yeah. Age me, motherfucker.
Yeah, those songs are like growing up. I'm like, you ain't going through this.
You know the funny thing is though, when I somehow I distinctly remember old guys talking about they don't talk about shit on the radio nowadays. All that shit is out in the open. We was talking about subliminal shit. And it was all the old heads talking that Marvin Gaye shit, and I guess it was more subliminal in the lyrics back then. I wish I was sober so I could fucking.
Oh yeah, because Isaac Hayes was a tad bit risque to them, and you listen to now, like this ain't that bad. His covers might have been risque, but it wasn't really that bad. You listen to it.
Was just you.
Those covers were wild compared to now.
Yeah.
Compared to who was on the radio in the 80s, they didn't like it because they was like, y'all just talking about fucking straight off the bat. Y'all wasn't talking about, talking to a girl and courting her and blah, blah, blah. And now we're old talking about how it's just pussy in the face.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Chris Brown. And people go, what? He blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, unfortunately, as soon as I hear a song, I know he's in it because it's got a certain vibe. And the lyrics are kind of close. It's always like very direct. Very direct. It's like no art to the song. Not that it don't bop, but it's no art to it.
I have respect for his talent.
Oh,
I just wish he would put more work into his craft.
I think he's way more talented than what he gives us. It's just why do all that when people are going to be like, that's probably too singy-songy or that's too deep. And I mean, why waste all your fuel when you ain't got to use it so much?
To be honest with you, I would think that by now people would just get tired of that kind of music being put out. Of course, you want to play it and you want to say, oh, he playing, you want to have your little vibe with it, but it's like everybody's coming out with the same music. You got, of course, you had, what's her name? Cardi B do whatever she did. And before that, it was Nicki. And now this other chick coming out and singing the same type music that Cardi B and Nicki did.
Come on, Meg the Stallion or whatever.
Yeah. And it's just the same shit.
They're running out of names.
Like light skin Keisha, whatever that girl name was.
Honestly, my God. But think about it like this. That almost brings it back to the boy band type thing or the kids groups. Every time they found a popular boy band and like, oh, got it. Didn't you see a stream of like knockoffs right after it? Mm-hmm. Once they found that formula. Right now, we're in that realm to where it's just like we've been looking for somebody to be the Nicki Minaj and Cardi B. Probably when it comes to like popularity and getting awards, Cardi B's up there. And then like right behind it, there's so many like female artists who are doing this randomless, he sit on my face and blah, blah, blah. It's like, all right, how much of this shit we really can take? And you can't play it on the radio.
You said it was a chick named Stallion?
Yeah, something like that.
Ain't Stallion a male horse, though? Like an adult male horse?
No.
Listen, Jay, as long as you've been following hip-hop, don't try to make sense about all this shit that comes out.
I'm just saying, like...
we have said I haven't, but I've heard she's a Stallion.
Yes.
I mean, Drake says that, too. Drake said he always rode the Stallions whenever his arm would let him run.
Yeah, but Drake baby mama not
right.
cute. So
that's right. Brian, I see your face. That's
out
right.
Of all the chicks that Drake could have shot one in, not to try to be unethical, but like when I saw that, I'm like, really, Drake? Out of all these strippers you talk about putting your videos?
So you telling me that Drake's baby mama looked like a stallion?
No,
no,
not at all.
Like
no.
Fucking...
Hey, do you have a dump button? Do we have a dump button?
Nope. No. Did you try to fix him just now? Beep, beep, beep.
Y'all not gonna talk about Aubrey's baby mama. I just said she's not my type.
Yo.
That's all I said.
First of all, his name's Aubrey. First of all, that says it all.
Yeah, don't try to make a lot of sense out of what happens in the hip hop game. It's just I gave up, to be honest with you.
But
After Trinidad James said light skinned dark skinned it, I was done.
He was like, I'm out.
No, but are they really considered hip hop?
Huh?
Come on now. We can't consider them hip hop. I feel like, fuck the industry. I feel like as a people, we have the right to say you're hip hop, you're not. I love Cardi as a person. She came up through some shit. She done went through some shit. You're not hip hop. I'm sorry. You're not. You're an artist. You're a good artist. People love you. You have charisma. You're not a hip hop artist. You're not an MC.
But so we know she's not an MC. Go ahead, Jason.
That's the point.
Yeah.
So Trinidad James, I can't say he's hip hop.
Well, most of these guys now,
I can't say he's hip hop.
but most of the guys now that we call rappers will say they don't rap. He said, "I'm not a rapper. That I'm not hip hop." But they steady playing your music on the hip hop stations.
Well, because the academy says we don't care what you think. This is our criteria. This is why I keep trying to tell people. They don't give a fuck what we think. Their criteria has nothing to do with what we think. Oh, you rap, you say things in rhyme, you're hip hop. And we're going to give you the hip hop award. Moving on.
So there's
Grammys don't give a fuck what you think. This is their criteria.
Yeah.
And that's anybody across the board.
All right, angry man, calm down. There's hip hop. Ouch. Was that your dog or was that the father? Damn.
I got that shit from Dollar General.
Why do you have that?
You know, I just figured your dog was like doing
Jason,
something.
go ahead.
All right. So there's hip hop, right? And there's hip hop.
Oh my God.
You feel me?
No.
Hope y'all drunk.
Nah, this is actually some weed head shit. I'm not even weed. So hip hop and hip hop.
I know what he's trying to say. I know what he's trying to say.
I let him spit it out. God damn it!
It's popular music, right?
Yeah.
So that's all it is. They really should be in a pop category, but they're rhyming. So we need to just break out a whole nother category, hip hop, and keep it moving.
Oh, like how they took Post Malone out of the hip hop one? Like they straight up yanked him. They said, which is great that they did that.
Everybody else.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree with this.
And there's also rap versus hip hop, right? Because hip hop, we're talking about a culture thing when we're talking hip hop, right?
Exactly.
We're talking artistry, culture, not doing it for the money, and then you're talking rap. Rap is going to be all your, ARs, your producers, like people that are rhyming for this capitalistic society that we live in, right? They're rapping for $1 versus rapping for an artist.
Most of them, unfortunately, which I don't knock. But don't say I'm a hip hop artist. I'm like, okay, name some elements and some legends and people off these streets.
Right. Know the culture.
Yep.
There should be like limits to what you can and can't say. Like, don't compare yourself to a hip hop artist or say you're better than a hip hop artist who's been doing it longer and better than you, been alive.
Man.
But
well, see, what happens is there's like actual hip hop artists. Number one, don't really get on like that, right? Because when you're doing it for the culture and the artistry, then you end up someone like me who's got talent and can out rap. I mean, probably 80% of the cats is in the game right now, but I'll never be anywhere anyway because I'm not rap, right? That's number one. And then number two, the old heads in the game did stop checking these new cats. Think about it. Right. If let's say, I don't know, Black Thought, Busta Rhymes, and 3 Stacks started checking all these little cats, right?
Yeah.
It'd be over. All this BS, this mumble rap, this dumb saying I'm a gangster, but I'm dressing in women's clothes stuff, all that be over. It'd be done.
Yo,
careful about that women's clothes thing. That's toxic masculinity.
Toxic masculinity means when you got STDs in sperm.
Wait, what?
Speaking of that, I ran into Young Thug in Atlanta randomly, and he was just dressed in regular ass clothes. So I don't believe half of that shit.
Marketing. That's all.
Yeah, I know. That's what's like. Is that Young Thug? And I googled. I was like,
Dre
yep,
did
that's
the
him.
same shit. That's why. That's why I don't have a problem with Young Thug. Dre did the same shit. How the fuck you come out with garter belt, fishnets, and shoulder pads?
I was about to say shoulder pads.
Come on, man.
Nah, that would
R.I.P. to the Golden
3,000. That wasn't marketing for 3,000. That was that Badu stuff that got hold of made him lose his mind.
I get you, but what point is, I mean, you can't talk about people. I never agreed with old heads talking shit about the young head. If it wasn't legit, if it was legit, okay, cool. But if you say, "Oh, I hate that fucking these young dudes walking with their pants off their ass," they did that shit in the 80s.
In jail?
No, not in jail.
Absolutely in jail. That's where it came
I
from.
was like, yeah.
Watch Boys in the Hood. Watch the part where they were still young and playing football in the street, and the gangbangers took their fucking football. Every single one of them had their boxers showing. I want to hear that. That wasn't in jail.
No. It came from jail. The idea of sagging came from prison with a guy to let another guy know that he was willing to take it in the booty.
Here's the thing. Y'all can say all of that.
And then they hit the street and they were like, "Oh, let me show you this new shit," because they were so used to walking around with the booty out.
The point is,
booty teeth getting spread.
Christ.
The point is, jail still.
Like coming up in that booty teeth.
We didn't need an animation, motherfucker.
No, but the thing is, and I'm with Sosa with the whole old heads not talk about the younger guys because things have to evolve. Things have to change. Now you can guide people in the right direction to make sure they're not losing control of the power that they're given. And I think that's what's going on. Nobody's guiding these guys. You don't have to tell them how to rap. You know, you don't have to teach them how to rap, but you can help them make better decisions. I think a while ago they had this one of these rappers. He's probably out now. In a boardroom with a bunch of people that didn't look like him. He was jumping all on tables and doing his rap. That was Designer?
That was Designer.
Oh, yeah, N-word this and N-word that, and people were just looking at him like he was an exhibit. See, nobody told that guy. Nobody was there to guide him, to tell him that he didn't have to do that to make it. Now, of course, he made $1 billion or whatever, but he still kind of sold his soul to do it. And there's a better way.
I'm not a fan of the Migos music. But this shit that they got going on with Bone, all you got to do is sit down at the table and talk. And listen to
ain't even all the Bone that they got an issue with. Is it just like busy?
I think it's all the Bone because I think 2 of them came out with, records, whatever.
Yeah.
Nobody listened to it. And I love Bone, but nobody listens to your shit. But
I like Bone.
Because they're irrelevant to me. So I'm not going to listen to your diss track against them. My point is, they're the young guys, and they're saying they're the greatest. Okay.
Bone.
No any young guy saying they're the greatest.
If you think of artists, if you think of MCs and hip hop artists as like a piece of art, Bone was like a period piece. Like their time was when they were famous or when they were hot.
Yeah.
So they were that era that they were in. It doesn't carry over.
Here's the thing though. When you go to genius.com,
I don't think it does.
And you listen to Crazy's lyrics, or you just read his lyrics, you be like, this motherfucker was nasty. When you go to Migos and be like, skirt. What the fuck did you just say, motherfucker?
So go back, Brian. Tell me what you mean by carryover. Like, are you saying carryover to album sales today, or are you saying carryover?
Ain't no album sales,
right? Well, I mean, because in that sense, you'd be right. But are you talking carryover as in the music that they made when they were hitting doesn't have face value today, or doesn't have any?
I don't think it would translate today.
Okay, so translate to today's hip hop is the
I
same.
think it would because everybody loves melody now. That's half the damn songs. I think it would personally. Yeah.
So you think Bone can come out with something right now and
I ain't saying that. I said if you took their time, like let's say like their raw talent and dropped them now as a new artist, I think they'd flourish because everybody's on melody. I think they're the godfathers.
Not even that
because people just like it. Like Migos, it might not be them, I guess, sounding very, very melodic, but like the noises and shit that they do and say stuff in the background, it all goes together.
Well, I think like given what people listen to now, what kids and younger people listen to now, if you drop Bone, they wouldn't like it because it's too much.
I think my kids listen to some of the shit I play in the truck, and they'd be like, "Who the fuck is this?" They don't say that in front of me, but I hear them say in the background, and they be like, "Yeah, that's Bone. That's And then I tell them the story, and they watch Straight Outta Compton, so it'd be like, "So these are the guys that came when Easy got AIDS."
Oh yeah.
They got ADD. You try to give them, okay, I got it. I think they will get it, but I mean,
the vast majority, I don't think it's too much. Bone was too much. It was way too much, and we kind of eased into it because we had all these other artists that were doing like 20 bars.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
You could take all that Bone was doing.
You're right.
Now you got guys that don't even do 16. They do, a few bars and a hook.
Bone, that's weird. Bone had to have stuck out because it was literally East Coast and West Coast at that point, and they were from the Midwest. But I mean, they were on the piggyback of somebody out west. But it was kind of like I still remember people passing around, like I guess the second CD because I didn't know there was a second CD. That's how everybody in my middle school knew who the fuck they were.
What you mean? There was like 5 CDs.
Well, nobody knew about
like Creeping on the Come Up. I thought was the first for the longest. I didn't know it was something before that.
Yeah.
So you guys didn't listen to Das EFX and then Twista?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so they was kind of. I don't want to say they were, but I mean, because them two, and then you had 3-6, you had Bone. And it's like
that's what I said. Well, 3-6 was like 95, late 95, 96 is when I ever heard of them. It was late. Well, not late. It's still early, but
Postbone.
Yeah.
Pause.
What?
I said that was Postbone. Pause.
Oh, yeah.
I got
it. But yeah, that's what I was saying. So we had artists that could that helped that guided us in the Bone.
Yeah.
You didn't just drop that on us.
I get what you're saying.
But I mean, at that point, pre-Bone. Pause. That was like the style of hip hop at that point. I mean, if you look back, Jay-Z was spitting fast, Jaz-O, everybody.
Oh, shit, yeah.
I mean, everybody was tongue twisting it back then.
Yeah.
And that was 88, 89.
Yeah, you talking about Das EFX? They was on some different shit that nobody else was going to try to do.
Right. Yeah.
So, I mean, now I don't think you could just drop somebody like Bone and people will catch on to it.
I mean, but I also think that's because, I mean, you might be right because there's been a dumb down of hip hop culture.
Oh my god!
Right?
So I blame No Limit.
These motherfuckers.
I hated No Limit.
Can't do that,
man. Oh boy.
Anyways, so I completely lost where I was going.
Speaking of No Limit, I remember being in my friend's front yard, and his older brother, I guess, he's frequenting clubs. And he was just like, "You don't like No Limit?" I was like, "Nah, man, I can't get it." He was like, "Man, that's that shit right now, man. Everybody into it." I said, "Ain't for me. I just don't think it'll last long." Lo and behold, it was a blip on the radar. It did not last long.
But see, that was and this is what people get confused with me. It's like I hated No Limit, but that was the genius of Master P.
The business side we appreciate.
He knew that wasn't going to last long. So he put out as many artists as he could in a short time period. If you went to Sam Goody or any of those music stores, there was just a section
of color plastic CD
No
cases.
Limit shit.
No black ass fucking graphics.
Yeah.
Hey, not only, if you really go back and listen to it, like the production and everything, you could tell like they saved so much overhead. The reason they made so much money They saved all this overhead because you could tell it was recorded, produced. Like it was produced on like Fruity Loops
or whatever the equivalent was at the time.
I mean the beats, anyways, and then it was recorded in like a back closet somewhere. Like,
no, I think they probably used an 808, but that's about as much as they had. They had a rolling 808 somewhere in there, but that's about it.
So the genius of all of that, the actual genius, and that's what I try to say in the group, in the chat. I think it was Mystical who said it. It might have been on Dream Champs or somebody referenced it. Everybody on No Limit had a house, a car, a chain, and a watch. Like in the 90s, that means you came up and you fucking lived the American dream.
Oh yeah.
You can watch in the fucking ring and the chain. I mean, that's at least 20,000.
Yeah, I remember in the late 80s, early 90s shoot when motherfuckers had a Jeep in a video, they were happy. I still remember that.
Everybody on the label had all four of them. You came up, man.
When was Ice Cube signed to No Limit?
Ice Cube?
Yeah.
Ice Cube.
It says he was signed to No Limit.
Must be a Wikipedia ad in. Wikipedia ad in there, bro. I ain't never heard that.
I think that's like somebody saying, yeah, I think that's somebody trolling because I don't know if that ever happened.
Only people I know is Snoop, and I think Mac 10 was on Cash Money for a short time. I read. I know that's the truth. Well, I ain't gonna get into that. No, I agree. I don't fuck with Mac 10. He beat up on T-Boz. Right. I will not appreciate him ever.
How you beat on somebody who got fucking what's that disease?
Not Lyme disease, like your ass gonna get.
No.
Sickle cell, Jack.
Sickle cell, motherfucker. I am not getting Lyme disease fucking with y'all.
Inside joke.
I don't know, but not only that, but No Limit came up with a fast that like crazy ass rhyme schemes too. Like Silk the Shocker, I don't think he was ever on beat.
Ain't no thing.
I couldn't stand.
Silk the Shocker was pure nepotism. That's all that was.
He was just all over the track for no reason, just spitting and going to know it.
I couldn't stand Silk.
At least Mystical, like he would stop and recenter and then come back on the beat.
But see, it was so apparent that Mystical did not come in this game with No Limit. It was so apparent.
He didn't.
Yeah.
Because he was a hip hop artist. I think he's a hip hop artist.
For anybody, go ahead, Sosa.
No, I give you that.
Oh yeah, for anybody listening, No Limit. We can all agree. Well, most of us are in high school. No diss to you, Sosa. Before you think it is, everybody here was in high school and like it was popping. Like there was nobody bigger than them until maybe Cash Money came out. Like anything you heard anywhere was No Limit, No Limit. The beats were great, but honestly, we kind of all knew the shit was not gonna last.
Yeah.
Nah, they had a run.
Looking like a ghetto Will Smith though.
There was some songs. Who?
Lil Romeo.
Oh my God.
There was some songs where No Limit was in, and I hated the fact that I liked the songs. But that
you mean
Down shit with Montel Jordan was dope.
I hated mine. Oh, you like Down for My Niggas and shit like that?
Yeah.
You're guilty. That's your guilty confession.
Guilty.
Yeah, that was my guilty confession. Let's Ride was dope. Yeah. And I can't stand P or none of them.
Yeah.
As hip hop artists, but that was dope. But I just think that I blame them for what's happening right now with hip hop. I do.
Yeah. I mean, you gotta blame them. You gotta blame Snoop for bringing in Bow Wow. You gotta blame
what?
Why not?
Well, Bow Wow didn't rap about a grown stuff though. He rapped about.
Bow Wow also got shelved for a long time.
Yeah, he did.
Trash. Hey, Shad, I don't give a fuck about you.
But you gotta think about Bow Wow never dropped till like 2000, right?
No.
No. I mean, like dropped an album.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm saying you remember him being on Arsenio, right?
Hey, I'm sorry. I gotta say this. I was looking up all the artists on Cash Money, right? And so I'm just scrolling through the pictures. Why they got a mugshot up for Juvenile as his artist picture?
That's fucked up. Juvenile's back on Cash Money now, by the way.
I like
Juvie. Yeah, I like Juvie too. I like Juvie.
What did you say just now? Jason, I mean, Izzo, what'd you say?
Oh, I said he's back on Cash Money right now.
Is he?
Yeah, he is. That's all I said.
That's like Corrupt going back to Death Row.
I never knew Corrupt was from Philly until like years later. I never paid attention. I'm like, no wonder his ass can rap so well. That's why he stood out. Because he was low key one of the best ones out there. Period. Go ahead.
Google is tripping, man. They got Paris Hilton as one of Cash Money artists.
All right, we're muting Jason. All right, next topic. I don't know what's going on right now.
I have no.
Sadly, I think that probably happened. But next,
the moderator
released something. I think she had music at one point.
Who did?
Paris Hilton.
Yeah,
she's legit one of the artists on here.
And the Kardashians dropped the sex tape. How the fuck does that make sense? I'm tired of.
All right. So, anybody got any last minute topics they want to hit on before we?
Yeah, man. The fucking Captain Marvel shit.
Well, hurry up because we done ran a while.
Yo, it's legit. It was in 2017.
Are you serious?
It says Paris Hilton signed the Cash Money record label, set to release a single with rapper Lil Wayne.
Jesus Christ!
Keep an eye out for it. It's going to come on Pornhub.
Yeah.
Oh man, that would be the worst porn ever.
You just made me snort.
Cashing out in Paris.
That ain't the first or last time you'll snort.
You know what?
Hey, we're gonna let's hold off that
Captain Marvel
topic.
How long did we go?
We're at over
15. Yeah.
We're an hour and what?
15.
Like super early.
Yeah, we started about 45 after.
That's what she said.
Holds.
Not to me though.
Yeah.
Hey, but if you start early, you end early, and you can go to sleep and start again. So
yeah, I'm cool with it. I'm just saying I didn't know.
I don't know
where y'all going with this.
about. I don't
anyway,
know.
If you want to catch up with us, you can come to any of our social media sites. We broadcast this on I'm sorry.
We broadcast
this on
YouTube,
iTunes,
not broadcast.
Google Play Music. We rebroadcast.
There you go.
Google Play Music, iTunes, and Podbean and SoundCloud. Of course, the live video is always on YouTube. And our Twitter handles are on all of those websites. So you want to get a hold of us, that's how you do it. Thank you so much for allowing us to keep you company for Sosa, for Izzo, for Jason, and for our absent brother Rich. Peace.
Hey.
See you Monday.